Hi guys, welcome back to part 3. So this time I'm going to talk about some trading software I personally use, which is provided by FXCM. That's a brokerage, and the software they provide is called Marketscope. So what you want to do is head up to your browser again and type in www.fxcm.co.uk. Right, so let's get on to that. Next step is to click on spread betting, so you just want to click on this tab and you want to sign up for a demo account. So it's going to be free and you're not going to be putting any money into this brokerage, so don't worry about that. So we're going to click on demo account and you're going to want to sign up. So I'll quickly sign up. So let's call ourselves again Mr. Trader. Right, so after you've submitted or registered, you now want to download the software. So this is different from free stock markets, free stock charts, in that you actually have to download the software. So you go to software download on the spread betting tab, so you click on that and you want to just save that to desktop and save. Okay. And there you go, brilliant. Okay. So now what we want to do now is head down to the desktop and install the software. Go to start, FX trading, and click on that to get onto the platform. Okay. So you're going to need to get your login details. They'll be emailed to you. And that's my login details there. I've got my password as well, so and I'm just going to log in. Okay, great. So now they're in. So this is actually a brokerage. FXCM is a brokerage, so you can actually use this to place your trades if you want to in the future. In a demo account, they give you £5,000 to play around with, so you can mess around with that, play around with that if you want to after this trading game, and to improve your trading skills. What we're going to use this for instead is actually for Marketscope. So what you want to do is press Control and M, and that brings up the trading charting software. So similar to what you saw with freestockcharts.com, you have your price action, which is on the top here, and you also have your volume chart, which is on the bottom here. What I'm going to go over is essentially just similar things to what you've seen with the free stock chart video, i.e. how to change time frames, how to change these bars to candlesticks, and many other things. So let's start off by changing the time frame. To do that, you move your mouse up to here, and you notice it says H1, sorry. To change that to, so at the moment H1 refers to 1 hour. If you click on the drop down, you get the option to go to M1, which refers further down that there's D1, which is to 1 minute, M5, 5 minutes, and so on. If you go further down, you have H1, which is 1 hour, as I mentioned before. Further down that there's D1, which is daily, and W1, which is weekly, M1 is monthly. The reason why I'm saying this is because it may not be as obvious as or apparent as you first imagine, although it seems like that now. So let's go for a 5-minute time frame. Right, so now each of these bars is worth 5 minutes. So now you know how to do that. Let's look at changing the bar types. So what you're going to need to do is click on that thing there, which is right next to the time frame. Now you can change to line if you like lines, candlesticks, of course, if you like those. Personally, as I say, I like to have bars, so I'll stick to those. Now it's also possible to again draw those trend lines which you've seen in freestockcharts.com. Now all those tools are right up here at the top here. So let's see, you got this drawing tool here, which is an add line tool. You want to click the drop down, and to add a line you click on the add line button, right, and then you just hold to click, and you hold, and that draws you your line. There you go, and you let go to leave. Now you come across many other options here. I'm not going to go into those details because they're a little more in depth than required. So we're just going to press OK and let the line remain there. Now it's possible to delete these lines by essentially pressing delete. Whoops. Pressing delete. Again, you can also produce these horizontal lines by going down to horizontal line, and let's see, whoops. Let's place a line, let's place a line right about there, yeah. And there you go, there's a horizontal line. So to deselect the horizontal line, or any line, what you do is you press the right mouse button, and then you can move. You now have a free moving mouse again. You can now click on this, and you can delete it by pressing the delete button. In addition to drawing lines, you can also include all the other things you saw on freestockcharts.com, which is the St. Andrew's pitchfork and your Fibonacci tools. There are a few others as well, which are useful. One thing I do really recommend using is this ruler tool. So the ruler tool, basically you can use it to essentially measure distances. So you can see how far how far that distance is in terms of, say, pips or price, which is going to be useful when you want to place your stop losses. So I always use this tool. I highly recommend it. It's very useful. So how to actually move the chart around, you can do the same as you can in Freestock Chart. There's a bit more freedom here, and it's a little easier to use. So what you do is you move your mouse down to here, okay, and you notice you've got this kind of ruler looking thing at the bottom. To move and compress the chart, you basically click on that and you move it across and sideways. Okay, brilliant. So we know how to do that. We can also compress it this way, which is a different thing and you can't do in freestockcharts.com. Again, you move your mouse to this ruler thing and you click and drag, and there you go. You can compress it as you wish. Another great thing is you can actually move the chart around yourself by clicking on the chart and clicking and dragging, so you can actually move, and you have a lot more freedom in this software, which is great. So the final thing, well, the final few things I'm going to talk about now are how to add your indicators. So those of you who notice, I've actually got some indicators on here already. I've got my moving averages and my MACD at the bottom. What I'm going to do is show you how to add some more indicators. So what we're going to do is we're going to move our mouse up to the top tab, and you'll notice we have insert there. So you want to go to insert, add indicator, and now you're going to have a whole array of indicators you can add. What FXCM have done is they've actually divided these indicators up in sections, so it makes it a lot easier to find indicators. So you've got moving averages, they place all the moving averages in the same kind of box, and they've got all these trend indicators which are again all placed in the same box, which is great. Let's add an indicator. Let's add a pivot. I always like talking about pivots, so stick one of those in, and you have more options here. Let's just go for OK, and we're loading some pivots, and there you go, there's the pivots. So the pivots actually appear here, so they don't actually get in the way of your price action, so you can actually see what you're analysing. Some people like that, some people don't like that. It's really up to preference. So now you know how to add indicators. Let's talk about removing indicators. So to remove an indicator or change an indicator, you notice that the indicator comes up as text in the top left. To remove that, you basically click right and you click remove indicators, and there you go, it removes. So you now know how to add indicators and also draw lines, move the chart around. What you may also want to find out how to do is change the currency pair. So to do this, you're going to move your mouse up to the left screen, and there's going to be essentially the code there. So for cable, which is British pound US dollar, it has GBP/US dollar. To change that, you're going to go to this top left drop down, click on it, and you're going to have a whole array of options here. You know, you could go to, say, I don't know, the Aussie there. You could go, for example, to the Euro yen, and you can do that. Another great thing you can do with FXCM, which I really like, is you can just double click on this tab here, and you can see all 4 screens. So you can look at multiple currencies at the same time, which is going to be useful for seeing opportunities, particularly in you know, the higher trading. You know, when the market gets really hectic in the London times. So that's going to be useful. And that really sums up FXCM. The last thing I'm just going to mention about Marketscope is that the quality of data is actually pretty good for a free platform. I've actually compared it to one of the higher quality charting softwares that I used to use, and yeah, they're really quite similar interactions, so I do recommend it. The only problem is you can't actually use it, you know, wherever you go. You're going to have to download it. So if you can download it, I do recommend using Marketscope. And if you do have any further questions or any more specific questions, please do come and find me. I'm usually around after the meetings on Thursdays, so do come and find me, and I'll be happy to help. Thank you for listening to part 3, and I wish you good luck on the trading competition.